welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to First Gen. You guys haven't seen this whole gem in a while. It's because I haven't done anything with it at all, other than I think I made like 2 videos with this. Maybe it's been in 3, I don't know. But I bought this truck sight unseen. It was an old work truck. It had some issues, and the guy that owned it was pretty much willing to scrap the thing because it had some issues. And I got a pretty good price on it, but I've fixed a decent amount of stuff, and we're about to fix some more stuff on it. It's got a pretty mean rake to it, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of leveling kit. It doesn't have coils. It's got freaking spring leafs on the front. Old school kind of, you know, old school kind of funness. But all in all, it is a solid 12 valve Cummins, First Gen. I don't remember how many miles it has on it, but everything works. You heard it. Fire right up like a freaking beast. Charges. Air condition works. Comes out all the vents. The paint job is actually, I think it's been repainted because there's just a couple spots that I noticed it had a couple runs. But there's just a little bit of grime on the bed, a couple dents. Back here is a little bit beat up, so I'm going to repair that, level it. And the thing that really sucks is when I first got it, it had a fuel leak. While I was messing around with it, I discovered there's 2 fuel leaks. It wasn't just one. Because the first thing I checked was the fuel filter, and it was loose. So I thought I had her solved. But nope, that's not the case. I was talking to my boy over at Decent Garage, and he's like, in my opinion, the First Gen kind of guru. I thought about using this truck as a donor for a crew cab swap. I just frankly don't have the time, and I'll just rather buy a brand new crew cab when the time comes. But the First Gen, I want to be selling this thing, but I want to iron out the kinks. But I have a leak in between. Basically, it's a rotary style injection pump. If this thing was a P pump, this sumbitch would have been pulled off here already. But I need to figure out how, you know, to go about doing this with a VE pump. But it all bolts together, and in between one of the layers, one of these O-rings needs to go on there. This is a kit for it. Hopefully it gets the job done when I need to. But first and foremost, let's just start. I think I'll clean the interior up a little bit. Dash typically cracks on these First Gens. This is my first one, but the dash is in perfect shape. Roof liner is still there, and I got a seat cover for it. Just got one little rip, but it was a work truck, and it's actually cleaned up damn nice. So let's go ahead and start vacuuming.
Walking home late at night, maybe 2:30. A little drunk, but I'm alright, 'cause I've been hanging with you, and it feels like love. Tell me if I'm wrong, 'cause it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like love. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you. Yeah.
Well, I did come up with 3 new pliers, a funnel, and a screwdriver, which I'm going to use for doing my little bit of body work back here. It's kind of falling apart, so we just need to give her a little TLC. For pushing 30-year-old truck, it's going to happen. This truck was being used pretty much until I bought it, and it's been on vacation since then, so I don't think it's too afraid of a little screwdriver. Looked like somebody tried to chicken scratch weld on this thing. Comment below what you think of my screwdriver and my hammer. Gosh dang. Just got to get her up a little bit so you can do some precision welding. I'd imagine this is the nicest the truck's ever been treated. When I said the truck looked like it'd been painted, that's definitely a fact, because there is Bondo right here Just want to get that up on the top there. Come on. Stop fighting me. Just get up there. No matter what happens right now, it's pretty messed up, and we can make it better with hammer technique. But look how blown out that was. So we need to put that thing back on the top. Yeah, that other one's on the top. Get that down. Just need to get that in position, clamp it down, start forming this, and weld it. Caught it on fire, no. See, now you got to grind it off. That's the only way to do it. You grind it, make it smooth, and then you can put putty on it if you want. Or I'm going to just rhino line the whole bed anyway. And it's going to cap that. I think I'll have it smooth enough versus what the rest of the truck looks like. I don't know if this rhino line is more for looks, because if you're going to use the truck, it just ends up falling off anyway, no matter how good you put it on. But I think it makes the truck look pretty sick having it in there. So we'll finish that off with that. Let's grind this. That's going to do the job. I might put a little bit of Bondo on it just to, I mean, it don't really matter. If I put rhino line on this thing, it's just going to look pretty even because it's a work truck. Let's get real with it. We're trying to make it structural. This side, on the other hand, had no Bondo on. Well, never mind. I had a little bit of Bondo on this side. I guess whoever painted this thing decided to do a little bit of cosmetic work, but it kind of sucks because it cracked way down in here. So that screws up paint. That one I didn't really mess the paint up at all because it'll just get covered. So I'll have to do some addressing here. But for the most part, I don't have to bang this one out. I could just clamp it back down on there because that thing, spot weld came off of that. So if I script that, this side will be a lot easier. Plus I got that, where'd that come from? 30-year-old trucks, I tell you. What am I even doing? I should just let it run. Just kidding, somebody could hurt their dirt bike on this and lose it because the bed broke. What are you doing in the pool, bud? What are you doing? Come on, kid. Well, now I got the corners fixed up on the truck bed. Let's work on the front end of this truck. Like I said, spring leaf, not coil. So adding lift or leveling kit, just side of, I guess just replacing the springs. A little bit difficult, but I had this idea because the truck's got a pretty mean rake to it. I mean, if you're gonna be towing with the first gen, it'd be all right and probably level her out. But I had this idea. So where the springs mount on the back, pivot on these guys right here. What if I extend these things by 2 inches? Thought about making all new ones, but I just want to try this out to see how it looks and see how it functions before I, go through making new ones and all that stuff. But I need to get a plasma cutter. I don't know much about plasma cutter brands and all that, so if you guys have recommendations for one, it's I would say on the affordable side, because I'm not going to be using it every day. Put a link in the description below, or put a link in the comments below. I'll check it out. But let's cut some steel.
I think about you and I want you here with me. Am I out of my mind, or is this how it should be? You made me sing about love, so just tell me if I'm wrong. But it feels like love, yeah, it feels like love. Yeah! Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you.
Just like that, got ourselves an experimental leveling kit. See if we can somehow squeeze that thing in there to install it. That's 2 inches worth of blockage. I think that'll be plenty, to be honest with you. Well, that went on way easier than I thought it was going to. Then check that out. Boom, boom. I'm really excited to see how well this works. There's probably a kit on Amazon or something, I just didn't see it. Get into one of these, 2-inch block. Oh well, 15 minutes. I got my homemade ones. Well, it's totally 2-inch blocked it. Oh, it looks so much better. You can't even tell. I'll get the other side done and pull it out of the shop so you can see. But these tires that look good on the truck with this little bit of, I don't know, wide stance would hit right here. So that's why I did that. I might put a little brace on there and just run these. Yeah, I think I'll just end up doing that. That'll be easy enough. I don't think it needs the brace. Those are good welds. I V-grooved it so they got good penetration. But you can see how low this side is over here. So that 2-inch little, how you doing, is awesome. 38.5. That 2-inch block lifted the truck 1 inch. 39.5. It's all lifted in. I'm sure it'll settle a little bit different. Let's just see what the back is. It's got a 1-inch rake still. So it was 38.5 on the front. Now it's gonna be 39.5, and the back is 40.5. So that, I probably could have left my little spacers 2.5 inches, but I think the 2 inch is just fine. That way you still got a little bit of rake and you're not doing that crap that'll get your truck mulched. You know what I'm talking about? What work it is here? Oh, she's looking good with some, you know, Rhino-Line over the top of it. But she's all cracked up. But I mean, for a work truck, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? But let's go and work on the engine. You saw me cleaning out the interior, just catching up Tommy on the speed, what's going on. So I got my little kit for 14 bucks. It's got pretty much everything in it. So what we need to do is pull the pump out so we can turn it vertical. We do have a big excavator, and we thought about putting the truck vertical so we don't have to pull it out, because stuff will fall out if it's not vertical. But we decided this was going to be more work, so we're going to do this. The VE pump. Never done this before. Apparently there's 18 legs of linkage, which I don't know why. I mean, there's reasons behind it and stuff. We got one fuel line going to each injector. That makes sense, but other than that, there's a bunch of crap. I was watching videos on this thing. Turns out they're on all kinds of different engines, 4 cylinders and stuff. And they're not strictly, you know, Cummins. Tommy's down there running the boring tool, turning the engine over. Both exhaust valves are closed on number 1 right now. I think we're 180 off. Need to get her on TDC number 1, and then we're gonna what do you call it, lock the pump, and then we're gonna pull it off. A little bit trying to find it by pin timing it. Weren't getting anywhere with that. I don't know if the pin has been broken off because it's just plastic pin. They do have aftermarket ones, but I want to address, make sure the killer dial pin's good, and put a new front main seal on it while we're in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip this, I don't know how to pull this radiator out of here. Might be easy, might be difficult, but it's going to come out here in about 10 minutes.
guys, so as Sam was saying before, we ended up taking the radiator out, taking the timing cover and everything off just to check it, and it's on top dead. It's right where we wanted it. So a little bit of mess, just to make sure valve pin is still where it should be.
So that does mean that pin is broken off.
And that does mean the timing pin is broken off.
Those are for a little bit of entertainment and hopefully help somebody out. On a 24 valve, it does have a TDC mark, so you can just look through here. It doesn't have the correct gear in it and stuff like that now. But 12 valve doesn't have it on first gen. And a second gen with P pump doesn't have it either. Food for thought. Money. Is it keyed? Let's see if it's got a keyway.
Yep.
Oh, well that's... that makes life way easier. A P pump will have a keyway in this, but it's never set because... I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know why. Yeah. Cummins is like, well, we don't need a keyway anymore. We're just going to leave it to chance that this thing might slip later on. And, yeah, so... We almost got her off there. It's proven to be a pain in the ass, but I think I'll take a P pump next time.
Sometimes you have to make your own tools.
We need to pull up a photo of it so we can... Well, the gasket wants to stay on the engine on the bottom, and there it goes. Oh man. Oh nice. That freaking damn return line got stuck on the idle screw. Thought it was gonna be fun and games pulling this pump, but I'd rather pull one on a P pump. I guess it's all diesel lubricated. It doesn't have an oil supply. There's the bastard. We got to take those 4 out, pop this up, and replace an O-ring because it's leaking right there. We got the old girl out of there. It was a little bit of a struggle. Might have to rebuild a couple kits or seals here. Gasket, I guess that's easy enough. The P-pump's got an O-ring right there, so that's kind of funny that it's just that. Pretty excited about the keyway, but we're going to get something to eat because we don't want to go into that without a level head because we're hungry, so be right back. Yeah, we got that thing apart. So far, so good. We're just going to clean her up, and there's our issue. There's that guy right there. Hopefully this kit's got what we need. Simple O-ring looks like she'll do the job. But we had one that gave us a little trouble. We had a vice grip pull that sucker out, but let's try getting that new O-ring on there. We'll get it fixed. She was a little brittle, popped.
Squared off and flat.
It might have came factory as a square washer, but her O-ring. But this one it looks like it's doing a little bit better of a job.
You can feel it.
The other one was just so worn out and beat on. It didn't even stick out at all. Now I'm just gonna look like there might have been a little RTV right there, isn't it? I wonder if somebody had this apart before.
Yeah. Yeah, clean that up.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be hopefully just a simple O-ring swap. I got inside here greased up good. This is, I believe, how would that work? Yeah. So this right here is your governor. And that, you got to make sure it's pushed into there. I'm not going to take it back out of there, but you got to make sure it goes back in the way you took it apart. I'm going to put a little dab of RTV on this surface right here just cause. But when it was leaking, I thought it was coming out this hole right here. I don't even know what that's for, some kind of bracing or something. So I was like, oh, maybe there's a crack in the cast. Seal that up, no go. Then I discovered it was coming from here. So doing some research, discovered there's a nice little O-ring in there. Replace that old girl. And when we went to town, ended up getting valve covers and tappet covers since we got the thing out and it'd be easy. My buddy Adam, who works at Napa, he gave me this stuff. He said that it was damaged, so he's like, "You need any Permatex?" Sure. Then we do an oil change. All right. Ready to do the deed? There's little pieces right here that I put a bunch of grease on. Hold them in. We watched some foreigner do it on. I sounded weird. We watched some foreigner play with this pump, and he pumped it. But when we ran into a problem trying to get this back together, it was vapor locking on the shaft down in there, so we had to take this bolt out, and it slid right on. So, word from experience: take that bolt out, or else you're gonna vapor lock. She's back in there. One new O-ring. Now we gotta do some other stuff. Not gonna bother swapping a timing cover gasket because people do that all the time. But the thing I will mention is normally these things are crusty piles of crap because they've just been overheated their whole life. So this engine, I would say that says something about it, that this thing isn't completely clapped out from overheating. But I'm glad that we swapped or pulled this out because the gasket was cracked. So we'll clean this up, throw her back in, and hopefully we did a good job with that. She all buttoned up. Do me a favor, shut up.
I got an idea, one of you.
Yeah.
Camera's recording.
Several things on a 12 valve that you never want to skip out on. You don't want to forget this stupid thing. Okay, get in your home. BE pump leaking retard.
P-pump, swap this bitch and charge him another 10 grand.
Dude, this pizza truck had a P-pump in it. Okay, that line looks like it's going to be kind of close to its home.
Close enough. Close enough.
I already had a mark right there and I pinged in the mark on both sides.
You literally hit the mark in the same fucking... Yeah, yeah, you got the mark. I don't know, I think the one on the back cover is just a little high.
Yeah. What the hell's a damn bear doing in here? Big old bear. Come on, big old bear. Oh, it's a moose. Where's your...
Dog face and a moose butt. Yeah.
Oh, a moose! I gotta go in from back there. And can you guys see the socket moving around down there? That was the easy one. The one on the bottom requires that special wrench. Not so easy. I'm gonna leave these loose and then put the fuel lines on it because it's a goofy rotary pump. And we don't want to get them clocked a little weird. Nope, you're one tooth off. Keep going. Tooth off. Just one tooth off. You went too far. There you go. Go on the keyway?
Yep.
That's what we like to see. That is one perk that I've discovered with the old VE. This timing marks actually mean something, and the keyway is actually there. These are torqued to spec.
Top side every way, good.
That's good.
Sturdiest bumper ever.
Some pretty aggressive things in the way of their pumps, so if you hear the truck rattling, you know you're close.
That's I moved out of Jan's way so she could get in and dump some fence posts earlier today. And I just backed my truck up a little bit, pulled it next to the little cart in the tractor.
Yeah.
I was like this far away from the cart on my bumper, or on the license plate, and like this far away from my headlight on the tractor.
Oh, no shit.
I was like, perfect. Like, any closer I would hit one or the other. I'm like, I didn't even try it. Zip, zip.
Yeah. This can be the channel name. Here to help or mess it up.
Fix it or break it.
Either way, I'm going home happy.
Stack, called me over.
Excellent shim job. This guy called you over and you obliged? No,
Fix it or break it.
Yeah.
This is my.
The hell we do it for 17? Okay. Cracker. Alright. Number 2's not got. Oh, number 2 is kind of tight. Come on. Just crank her for a little bit. Alright, oh, I got her off. Let me tighten them up. Yeah. Let her fire. Number 2's not shooting yet. Alright. She's shooting. Shot the dang hood. Alright, let her purr. Got oil pressure, she came back to life. Let it run for just a second, I'm gonna check that leak. No leak. Shut her off.
Alrighty guys, that was a long day getting everything buttoned up on the engine of this old first gen. Never torn apart a VE pump before, so I'm glad that everything went smooth on that. Got the tappet cover done, front main, killer dowel pin, all that's good. No leaks up front, and the main diesel leak has been sorted out. So it fired right up, like it primed up immediately. I was very surprised at how well the VE pump primed. But I can't make this video all in one part, so I'm going to have to break it down into a couple more because I'm doing quite a bit more stuff to this old first gen. And I want this truck to look, you know, desirable for the fact that it's a beat up 28-year-old work truck. So the next video, obviously, I'm going to ride align the bed. I want to put another inch on the leveling kit and make proper spacers. Those worked, but I want to have some nice ones, and I want a little bit more level. It's still got too much rake for my taste. And I'm going to put an exhaust on this old girl with a couple other things. But stick tuned to the next video. We're going to iron out some more kinks on this old first gen. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.